These little baby tigers are taking over my shop. Aren't you, tiger? Oh, yes. Lucky. Go catch some mice. Go catch some mice. We got these sleeves torched out of the boom. The new one's in, and I think they're pretty square. This side looks really good. This side looks really good also. So we're gonna weld them in. And once we get that welded in, then we'll put this on, and then I'm gonna weld this up while it's together in case it moves at all. And the pin's in, and it won't come apart again until something breaks. So let's get her welded. I was a little nervous cutting these out, not gonna lie, but it went really well. I got it tacked up pretty good, so hopefully it shouldn't shift or move. Now just burn them in. All welded up. Clean the faces off. Some of them got a little spatter on them. I'm gonna brush it, so when I do get it all together, I can paint it. Do a little green paint on these things. Got to make Joe Diffie proud. Ooh, it doesn't quite match. That's classic green versus new green. Yep, look at that. Didn't even look. Classic green paint. Son of a gun. Well, that's all we got. She don't have to be perfect, just don't want it to rust. Just to give you a little example of what we were dealing with. These are the old pins and the old sleeves. That's how much slop was in there. Here's how the new pins fit. There's about 12 thousandths play in there. You don't want it too tight, you gotta leave a little room for grease. So we're gonna slide it all together and weld up this bracket. It's a nice fit. It's gonna be hard to find that bolt hole. Gotta find the bolt hole so I can pin it together. There it is. That's the bolt hole I was looking for. In theory, you shouldn't have to take it apart again. Say that fit up pretty good. Put the recessed grease zerk in there. I added an inch to this pin boss. They had it almost flush, but that hole, there's not much surface area for when the loader bucket's bouncing around for that to absorb the shock, and it ovals out that hole too easy. Look at that. Like a virgin. tight. Nice and tight. We redid this. Redid that one in there. That one was really sloppy. So just with this little improvement, it's gonna be pretty good. We still gotta do all those joints up there. You can see look how much slop is in all that. But for today, we're gonna get this done and this side done. Then we gotta put it all back together so we can do chores today. So I use this tractor every day for feeding. So we're doing this in stages. Let's weld this guy up. Forgot to turn you on for that one. We torched out this side. Now we're gonna switch over to this side. Torch that one out. So what I'm doing is just, the sleeve I'm putting in is actually bigger than this one, the OD, the outside diameter, so I'm following the weld, and that's actually pretty close to what I need. Go get it here. It's actually pretty dang close to where I gotta be, so cut that out, knock this sleeve out, and then we'll fit up the new one. Look at that. Got her. Not too bad of a circle. We're kind of freehanding it. I'm gonna guess this is not gonna fit yet, but that's okay. Because I'd rather do a couple of cleanup passes, make everything nice and straight. This is angled in. I mean, this thing cuts wherever you point it. So if you got just a slight angle, it kind of cuts in. And we want that nice and square for that sleeve to sit in. So we'll clean that up. Get it fit. There we have it, folks. We got this side in. Now we'll go to the other side, fit that in. Ooh, that side almost goes. So I got this side in, took a little more off than I wanted, but that's not a big deal. We got her through. I'm gonna grind off the sides. Actually, I'm gonna torch this one out next. These are going better than I thought. I thought this was gonna be a little harder. But we'll get this guy off, get that one test fitted, square these up, and get them welded in place. We'll be mixing feed here in no time. I think it got a little warm, but I guess that's what happens when you cut metal. Got both of those torched out. I think we got it fitted pretty good. We're gonna grind the sides off, clean them up so it welds nice. Pin with these on the end. Just try and square it up. Love these magnets. Get all the crap grinding cables on. I don't know if there's any trick. I don't think there's any way to stop that. There's magnets. Somebody got a trick to clean these things? That should be holding it up fairly square. Oh, that side's back a little farther. Oh, my kitties are meowing. Should probably shut this down and go tend to their every little kitty need. Kitty, kitty. Shop, kitty. Freaking love barn kitties. Seems to be pretty straight there. I'm gonna switch over from the plasma torch to the welder. I only got one outlet. When I remodel the shop, we'll get 2 outlets. Actually, we're running the air compressor on the same circuit as the plasma torch. Now if you notice, when I'm cutting and I hear the air compressor turn on, I stop cutting, because else it pops circuit breaker. So we're going to tack it on each side really quickly, because when the weld starts to cool, it starts to shift the metal, so I always try to hurry, do it as quick as I can before it gets a chance to shift. Helps if I turn the welder on. Isn't this fun? I'm excited to try it. This is a little tedious, but needed to be done. I really like this tractor. I mean, it's real fuel efficient. It's got lower hours. Obviously, the people that had it before us didn't spend a lot of time with a grease gun. Maybe they didn't own the grease gun. Yeah, I just did those front pivot pin on the front axle not too long ago. Those wore out. I think it was using a feedlot. But it's a tractor. It's meant to get used. That look good over there? So, it's a handy loader tractor. It's the newest tractor we have on the farm. It's my wife's favorite because it's got front wheel assist. God forbid you don't have front wheel assist. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. We got it all fitted up. Now we're just gonna weld her in. All done welding. Brushed them lightly with a wire brush. I'm gonna get it all back together. I'll probably paint it together. So now let's see if our bracket still fits like it should. I think I'm gonna go for this. Had to change your mind there. Had to go from the other side because that's got to go in. So just got to make sure we get the holes lined up. Look at that. Look at that. Now where do I put my nuts? Sometimes I think I'm going nuts. I'm not going to pin these yet because that'll tie the two sides together. I want to be able to rotate this one while I'm welding it, not have to lift both sides. So rotates nice. Get her welded in. You ready to put this thing back together? Coming along nicely. You guys missed a whole day of working on these yesterday, putting these on, fixing those other pivots. Sad to say it took me a whole day to do that. Threw a little paint on it, then went and had some lunch. Now we're just putting grease zerks in it. These ones are the internal grease zerks. We'll tighten these down and then flip it up and put the other grease zerks in. Then we can put everything back together. This back together, do a little cleanup, and we'll go put the bucket on and do some chores. Check her out. See how we did. There. She'll stay put now. Well, these tubes are new. You guys didn't get to see that. I didn't have the camera out here. Forgot to put threads in those. That could be why the grease don't go in. I guess we'll get the tap and die set up. Can't believe I forgot that. There we go. They don't need a lot of threads, just 1/4 inch maybe. Alright, let's put some stuff together. Oh, I didn't put my grease zerks in yet. Having threads helped a lot though. There. Eventually I'm going to redo these pins, but it's internally greased, so I'm going to reuse it for this time. replaced the sleeve in there, sleeve in there. Redid these bushings for those sleeves and pins. Bored this one from 1 3/16 to 1 1/4. Since the hole through the cylinder was ovaled out. So we hand reamed that with this reamer. That took a little bit of time. And then we cut this out and replaced that with a new piece of pipe. Chever cap. White face.
Nice little cap.
And that's about it. Put the other side back together. She'll be good to go. What do you think, honey? Yeah. All back together, got the bucket on. Everything seems to work like it should. Got it greased. That should take a lot of play out of it. And as soon as we get done mixing feed today, we're gonna bring her back in the shop and redo all these joints. These two will be stage 3, so. But if we get these done with that leveling arm, she'll be pretty tight. So I'm gonna grease some equipment since it's so nice out today. Then we'll go feed some cows. Tested out stage 1, went and mixed some feed, worked really good. The loader used to come back with the grapple and hit here, and now it only comes back to about here. So that took a lot of the slop out of it. Next, we're going to rebuild these and rebuild this and add a pin boss to the outside here. Because I know you can't see all the grease, but this side's not as bad. These are ovaling out. So all you got is this. This is about a 3/8 plate for surface to rub on. So adding a pin boss will absorb a lot more of that pressure. And let's take her apart. Do a little green paint on these things. Got to make Joe Diffie proud.